And now the man of the hour, local attorney Kenneth Hiller, is here in person to talk about, we all get them, those pesky calls you may receive. Yes, we're talking about the robocalls. Hey Ken, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, no, these calls, everyone gets them and everyone is annoyed by them. So what makes a good case? We can actually sue over these calls.
You can sue. Everybody gets them, as you mentioned. And what is not a case is if you get like 20 calls from 20 different people, because then who can you sue?
Right.
You know, what a good case is if you're getting, say, 50 or 100 calls from one particular party, because then the case is worth something. I mean, you get $500 a call. $500. So if you received 100 calls,
Yes.
that's $50,000.
Which is amazing to think about. You and I were talking about this before the show. I'm like, wait a second, how much money can
Right.
you sue? This is amazing.
Right, and it can be your credit card companies, student lenders, we all know who they are, pharmacies. We sue pharmacies because a lot of times they have an old phone number of somebody and they give up that phone number and you get that phone number and they're calling for them. They're calling the wrong person.
Okay.
And you can't get the calls to stop. Unless, once they get sued, they stop.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, but so if you're, scam calls are not good cases.
Okay.
Like people trying to rip you off, because that's like somebody working out a hotel somewhere in Florida. Like you need somebody like a large company that has some money that you can get.
All right, Ken, so what would you say, what should we do before we decide to file a lawsuit? What do we need to bring you?
Well, just the name of the company and a rough idea how many calls you have. If you have your cell phone and you have like the log, take a screenshot of it. Really, if you're getting them, like keep a log of them. Like because when we file these lawsuits, they lie about their phone calls. Like we get their records which show certain phone calls. Then when we get the phone company's records, they don't match up.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's another question. Is this a common case for you?
Yeah.
I mean, how many of these cases are you doing, just say in a month?
Oh, in a month? We're doing about 12 to 15 cases a month, depending on the month, sometimes more, sometimes less. And my frustration is I think there's a lot more out there. Everybody I talk to, when I talk about the robocalls, oh yes, I'm getting them from so-and-so. And I just think there's a lack of public information about there, that there is this powerful tool that we can use to stop these robocalls and to be compensated.
And Ken, before we wrap up today, let's talk about exactly what you are suing over. Annoyance, peskiness.
Well, that's what it is, but Congress said, what is annoying? They said, we want to penalize these companies. The only way these companies will stop calling is if they're hitting their pocketbook. Okay. So they made this $500 a call rule. So, if a credit card company calls you 100 times, they're going to be hit with $50,000. Maybe they'll think twice the next time before they call somebody.
Yeah, you know what, Ken? We want to thank you so much for stopping by this morning. I got to say, maybe I may have some robocalls, so I'm really in touch with you.
We'll talk about that afterwards.
We'll talk about that after the show, right? Thank you so much, Ken. For more information on how the law offices of Kenneth Hiller can help you, all you got to do is give them a call or visit them online. And we'll be right back after the break.